Hello, and welcome to the second edition of the Saturday Night Sermon. What are we talking about today, Taylor?
Let's go dream some big dreams, people.
Okay, I'm in.
Alright guys, we here, Saturday Night Sermon numero dos. That means number 2 for those of you who do not speak Spanish.
That's right.
And here's the deal, okay? I'm going to read you a quote. We're going to start it off hard. We're going to start it off strong. Here we go. A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together is reality.
That's a good one.
Yoko Ono, okay? And you guys have been noticing that we've been doing a lot of these entry fees, like share it with somebody today, tonight, whenever you're watching this. What we're talking about is how you have to dream big. We've talked about it with Amazon FBA, right? About how you have to have amazing pictures because people visualize what they're going to purchase.
That's right.
Well, if you want to give yourself motivation, if you want to drive yourself forward, if you want to put in the work that you need to go get what you need to get,
Right.
then you have to dream big, okay? And when you dream together, it is a reality. So share this with somebody. If you have a business partner, if you have somebody that you wish would go and do the work, share it with somebody so that they will dream big, because tonight we're dropping some straight fire.
That's right. That's right. And I'm kind of feeling like I don't know, this whole week I've just had this on my mind, guys. And it's just this feeling of wanting something that other people have, right?
Ooh.
So I'm looking out at these guys who have bigger YouTube channels than us, like Kevin David and Tanner J. Fox, and examples like guys like that. They're driving around Lamborghinis and they're living the life. And honestly, kind of jealous, you know, kind of living this moment of like, how do we get there? How do we get to that point? And that's kind of where I'm coming at you from on this Saturday night sermon, right? The topic of this sermon is dreaming dreams, dreaming big dreams. But I think there's a gap here, right?
Yeah.
Your dream is here, and in between where you are and where you want to go is a lot of just suckiness.
Yes.
Like it just blows. And the same thing happened to me with basketball. I started basketball when I was like, I don't know, I was shooting like hoops when I was like 2 years old, and I would grow up and I would fight and I would fight and I would fight and I would claw and I would scratch, and every level I got to, it got harder and harder and harder. And eventually I got to the point where it paid off, and it paid for my entire college. But like most of it was just a freaking battle. It was just a grind and a grind and a grind. And I think I just want to start this off by saying, guys, the dream is going to come with a lot of that crap. And that's I just want to intro it like that because I'm sick of like people avoiding it.
Yeah, and I think this is crazy because you might have noticed that, yeah, I'm talking loud. Like, I'm talking, but I'm excited. And like, we really want this, like, I'm just going to read this other quote because it goes perfectly with what Kale was just talking about. Yeah. A bird sitting on a tree is never afraid of the branch breaking because the bird's trust is not on the branch but on its own wings. Yeah. It's an anonymous quote, okay?
That's good.
But, like, Kale is talking about, like, seeing other people, seeing what they have, seeing, like, that, and just being like, oh, man, like, that's what I want right now. And it's so hard for us because we want to be motivational. We want to be inspirational. We want to help anyone out there to go and get whatever they want, whatever they need to be able to support their family, support their loved ones, do everything, right? But it seems like what we're doing is not what everyone else is doing. It seems like we're putting in 14, 15, 18, 20-hour days, and we're pushing forward every single day. And we're going and we're trying to make this happen. And right now, what we're thinking, what we're looking at is the opposite of what that quote says. Yeah. The way that we're thinking, okay? Because right now, our trust, right, where we're putting it is in the branch, okay? And the branch is everything we talk about. The branch is in, right, our Amazon FBA success, our YouTube success, our course success. That's what we're trusting in right now, right? But we need to be looking at it the other way. We need to be trusting in the work that we are putting in and day out. The sweat, the tears, the blood, whatever, however you want to say it, right? Because when we trust in that, we start trusting in ourselves, and it allows us to look past everything that we're looking at and saying, you know what? No. In 3 months, we'll be here. In 6 months, we'll be here. In 12 months, we'll be here. But we have to have the dreams to back all of that up to get there.
So let's just backtrack a little bit to the start of this whole journey. How you even know us, how you even met us, right? I started an Amazon FBA business because I wanted to make a couple extra bucks per month. Literally, I wanted to make a couple hundred extra bucks per month so that I could take my girlfriend out on dates, so that I could go and do this thing with my friends, so that I could pay for alcohol on the weekends, let's be honest. Like, I was trying to figure out how to just make a little bit of passive income. And then it kind of grew, and it went to, oh, now I'm making $20,000 a month. I want to make $50,000 a month. Then YouTube started. Okay, I'm getting 100 subscribers a day. I want to get, or we're not getting 100 subscribers a day, but whatever. I'm getting this number of subscribers per day. I want to get this number of subscribers per day. And this is what I want to go through, because guys, you do this in your day-to-day life, right? You have a goal, and then you achieve the goal, and then the next goal comes, and it's like instant, right? And the whole time you have this feeling of like you're just unsatisfied. Because you're like, all right, I got the goal, and I made a harder goal, and I still haven't got that goal, and then I got that goal, and now I'm just mad. But I just want you to just be encouraged right now, guys, because I feel this way. Like, we have a 7-figure company, and we still feel this, like, I just feel unsatisfied because I know how much more we can do. But like, here's a little bit of encouragement. That's normal. Even billionaires still feel that inside. They're like, oh, I have a drive. I know I could do more. I know I could do more. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That just means that you have some drive, and that's good.
That drive, everything that Kayla's talking about, it's so real. And we're not making this video to be like, woe is me. I'm doing this, but I haven't made it yet, and I really want it. That's not why we're making this video, okay? The reason why we are making this video is because we want to be relatable. I'm just going to be really honest and say it. We're not so far out there that you can't relate to us. The things that you feel, the things that you go through, the emotions that you have, we have them too. We're just a little bit further in our business, okay? But when I started Amazon FBA, right? Here is what my dream was, okay? When I signed on with Kale, I was like, hey, this looks like a good thing. I want to be your partner. I want to invest a little bit of money. Here's what I was thinking, okay? We had a trip booked to Italy, and then I knew that in the next like 6 to 9 months, my wife and I were planning on buying a house. That's what I knew, and I put this through, and I was like, look, if I go in and I start this business, I've seen the success that Kale has had, I can go in and I can buy a house, and I can go on my trip to Italy, and I can pay for it, and it can be amazing. A trip to Italy and a house seem incredible, and both of those things are. The trip was fantastic. The house is great, but those dreams are so small, so little, so meaningless, okay? Because those are realistic. Let's be real. If you sell on Amazon FBA for 3 or 4 months, you could go on a trip to Italy. You could go and have the money to put a down payment on a house. You could do those things. They're very, very realistic. And what we're really talking about is we want to be realistic. We want to be genuine and authentic. But the fact of the matter is that your dreams cannot be.
That's right.
Your dreams have to be so far out here, so far out that they make you go, what I'm doing right now isn't good enough. What I'm doing right now isn't enough. And so when we talk about like now, right? We talk about my dreams now, right? My dream right now is to where my wife and I want to start a family. Talk about being real. That's as real as it gets, right?
Saturday night confession.
I want to build a legacy where 20 years from now, my kids don't have to worry about paying for college. I want to build a legacy where 50 years from now, my grandchildren, maybe great-grandchildren, I don't know, but they have everything taken care of because I'm putting in the work right now. Because last night I got up at 4 a.m. and it's worth it all. That is where I want to get to. And that seems so far out of reach. It seems so unrealistic. It seems like something like, what are you even talking about, Taylor? What that means nothing. That's so far out there. But no. That is what makes me want to get up in the mornings. That's what makes me want to put in the hours. That's what makes us want to be putting out daily videos on YouTube, is the drive to go after something that's so unrealistic that the only option we have is to go and give it our all.
So yeah, this whole video, guys, this Saturday night sermon is about dreaming big, right? But I think the practicality of it and how you can know whether or not you are dreaming big or whether or not you're just living in your comfortable life, right? Is just a simple test. Like if you wake up every morning and you think of what your dream is, right? You have it, right? You know your dream. You think of it every morning and it doesn't make you a little freaking anxious, a little like sick inside, like, okay, I got to get some stuff done today or else it's not going to happen, then it's not big enough. Because I promise you guys, I've woken up every single week this week and it hasn't been like, I'm sure you guys probably think we just live this like amazing life. Like Taylor gets up at like 4 a.m., I get up at 6 a.m., work all freaking day long, and then we go to sleep and we do it again. But like the reason behind that is because the goal is so big that the work necessitates that. Like the dream necessitates the work. And so like if you have a dream like that and it doesn't make you uneasy, it doesn't make you like a little bit like, ugh, then you probably don't understand what it takes to be successful. And this is just probably the realest video we've made, because most of the time we're telling you guys, oh, it's super easy to make $1 million. Oh, it's super easy to get this. And that's great. We're trying to put a good light on it. And we are being honest that in this day and age, it is the best time ever to start an online business ever in the history of the world. And it is. But does that mean that you won't wake up every morning and think to yourself, holy crap, I have so much stuff to get done today. How the hell am I going to get all this done and be a good husband and be a good all these things? Like, no, that's not going to happen. It's not going to be that simple.
And here's the thing. I want to make this very clear. I don't want anyone to doubt us or think that we're just throwing things around. But if Kale and I wanted to, we could go to our respective houses right now, grab my wife, grab Brooke, grab Sam, and we could go fly to Australia.
Yes.
And we could spend the next month in Australia. We could stay in 5-star hotels. We could eat like kings and queens. Yep. We could have the time of our lives.
Yep.
We could do that. It would be okay. The bank account would be fine.
Yeah.
Everything would be fine. But let me read you this quote real quick. Okay? It's a quote from David Copperfield. He's a magician. Who knew? Okay? I learned that there were 2 ways I could live my life: following my dreams or doing something else. Dreams aren't a matter of chance, but a matter of choice. When I dream, I believe I am rehearsing my future.
Wow.
And so you know what? A dream is, my wife, Brooke, would love to go to Australia. And the dream is, take her to Australia. But guess what? That is something that I'm delaying my gratification. I'm not doing it right now because what we have right now is great. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. It's an amazing thing. But it can be so much bigger.
So true.
It can get so much bigger. I mean, like you guys, if you're watching this video, right, what Kale was talking about earlier, comparing yourself to others, all that kind of stuff, right? You may be doing that with us. And we may be doing it with people who are higher than us, right? But what if instead of comparing ourselves with 6,000 subscribers on YouTube right now to somebody who has 150,000 subscribers on YouTube, what if we started comparing ourselves to Elon Musk?
Yeah.
Or Mark Cuban? Or Gary Vee? Or any of these guys who are tech titans,
yep,
who are worth billions of dollars,
yep,
right? I just read this article about Elon Musk today that his normal work week right now is 120 hours.
Woo.
Think about that. 120 hours. There's a lot of stuff in the news with Elon Musk right now. It's besides the point. But it's so much bigger. And none of those guys, none of them started out going, hey, you know what? I'm gonna work a 120-hour week, and maybe I can take my wife on a vacation to Australia. Mm-hmm. That's not the way that those guys think.
No.
Gary Vee preaches all the time. He wants to buy the New York Jets, and now he started saying he wants to buy the New York Knicks. The other day, there was a SportsCenter post.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a SportsCenter post, and it was a quote from Ice Cube. Okay, and it was a picture of LeBron James in a Lakers jersey, and it said. Ice Cube said, LeBron looks like he was born in that jersey, okay? The comment, I have a screenshot of this. Thomas will edit it right here. The comment that, like, the popular comment that shows up, right? Yeah. It was Gary Vee commenting on a SportsCenter post on Instagram, and it said, wait till I buy the Knicks and win 9 rings. Do you see that reaction? That reaction of the New York Knicks and winning 9 rings? Yeah. Gary Vee, who are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in the basketball world.
Yeah.
And that's including a basketball world that includes Lonzo Ball. Okay? But Gary Vee is serious. Yeah. Gary Vee is like, I'm going to buy the New York Jets and then we're going to win 100 million Super Bowls. And I'm going to buy the New York Knicks and then we're going to win 9 rings. Yeah. And I'm going to do all of this and everyone will laugh at him. Every single person will say, you're gonna buy the New York Knicks and win 9 rings? Good luck with that one, man.
Yep.
No, but Gary Vee goes, you know what? I'm going to do a daily podcast. I'm going to do a daily YouTube video. I'm going to post 8 times on my Instagram every single day. I'm going to have this dude follow me around basically 24/7 with a camera and document everything. Yeah. I'm going to fly to Atlanta and meet with a bunch of rappers. And then I'm going to fly to Silicon Valley and meet with a bunch of entrepreneurs. And then I'm going to fly to New York City and do a walk through the city with some random dude who found me on the internet but reached out to me and I thought I should go talk to him. That's what he's doing. Yeah. And it's working. All right, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to drop like a whole bunch of quotes and I just want you to think about these. We'll try to put screenshots of them up on the screen. I want you to write these down. I want you to say them to yourself. Here we go. Christopher Reeves, so many of our dreams at first seem impossible. Then they seem improbable. And then when we summon the will, they soon become inevitable. I think buying the New York Knicks and winning 9 rings is impossible. Gary Vee is summoning the will, and in his mind, it's inevitable. Yep. Tupac Shakur. Tupac. We're dropping a Tupac. I was wearing a Tupac shirt the other day. Reality is wrong. Dreams are for real. Let's just get real simple. Harriet Tubman, always remember, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Eleanor Roosevelt, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Walt Disney, all our dreams can come true if you have the courage to pursue them. And finally, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. Cherish your visions and your dreams as they are the children of your soul, the blueprints of your ultimate achievements.
Well, Taylor keeps dropping all these great quotes and saying all these great inspirational things. And I'm really honestly sitting here on Saturday sermon, whatever day this is, and I'm actually kind of like feeling like down. Like I'm not like down, but I've had a tough week, guys. Like I look at all these people, right? I look at all these other YouTubers who are doing, and really I'm judging myself off the YouTube success right now because that's how we're judging ourselves, okay, whatever. But I'm looking at it and I'm frustrated because this is how I feel. I feel like we are not worse. Like the content we are placing out for you guys is honestly probably better than most of the stuff that I've seen from those channels that have already blown up, that have already achieved it, right? I feel like it's better. I feel like we're not smart, we're not dumber, we're actually probably smarter. I feel like all of our funnels are better. I feel like all of our emails are better. I feel like our content is better. I feel like our tags are better. I feel like these videos should go viral, but they don't. And so I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, why? Why me? Why me? Why me? And I know you guys are in this position too, in everything that you do, right? There is always going to be, and I don't care what level you get to, there will always be someone who just pisses you off. You can't even open up their screen. You can't even Google their name without feeling like an inferior person inside because you're like, I know I'm the same as you. I know I'm better than you, but at the same time, I don't have what you have. And I know this happens to you guys, and it probably happens with you guys. The weird thing is it probably happens when you look at us, right? So the only thing I can say, guys, and this is not coming from a place of expertise, obviously, because I'm still struggling with this myself. But the only thing I can say that I'm going to work on myself, and then I hope you can come along and work on with me, is that I'm going to try to stop comparing myself to those people. I'm going to try to stop saying, why me? Why can't I have that? And feeling down. And instead use a voice of, instead of a voice of defeat that goes on in my head, I'm going to use a voice of triumph that says, hey, Kale, you're not meant to live the life that guy's meant to live. Okay? You're not meant to go out and live in California and have your shirt off all the time. You're meant to be here with Taylor in this studio for one reason or another. God has you in this place, in this moment, right now, for a reason. And you're not going to see the fruits of it for the next 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 years. But in 20 years, me and Taylor are going to be sitting on a beach somewhere with our wives, drinking pina coladas, and we're going to remember this day. And we're going to say, hey, Kale, remember when you told all those people on YouTube, the 3 people that are still watching, that it didn't matter, that you didn't have to compare yourself to those people? Look at where that guy is now. What's he doing now? Dealing drugs somewhere? I don't know. What's he doing? What are we doing, Kale? What people have we affected? What lives have we changed? Who has come to know a greater... I really am preaching. I'm trying to say Christian stuff right now, but I guess I'm going to keep it not Christian stuff. But like, guys, it's going to be worth it in the end. So this is the most real thing I've ever said on the channel. So I hope you appreciated it.
So this is actually really hard for us. Kale just said it, like, and I don't feel bad saying this, and I never will, but like, both of it, like, I actually work for a church, right? And Kale's on the worship team. Like, it's actually really hard to not go into like this preaching Bible God mode, right? But it's also something that like I don't just want to be able to flip on and off, right? It's something I want to do. And so like I hear Kale saying these things, and this was not scripted, this wasn't written. Kale just started talking, and that's what came out, right? And here's what I want to say. I want to say that to anyone who feels the same way that Kale does, right? I don't feel that way right here, right now, but I do feel that way sometimes, right? Here is what I will tell you. Here's what I'm really telling Kale too behind me, right? The destination doesn't matter, because the destination changes from one person to the next to the next. The destination that I want to get to, my goals, my dreams, where I want to get to is different than what Kale's is. And ours are different than what yours is. It's the journey that matters. And I know you've heard this before. I know it's been some weird, funny thing on Instagram with a little quote that's like, the journey isn't the destination isn't the thing, the journey is. I don't know, whatever that quote says, right? But it's the journey. And when we are looking back in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and we've achieved whatever we're supposed to achieve, at that point, we can look back not only at this day, not only at what we're saying to this video, we can come back and watch the video, but what we can look at is we can look at the lost sleep. We can look at the work and the effort and at the time that we put into this, and we can say, you know what? It was more than worth it. It was so worth it, because we're going somewhere, right? If you've ever heard the quote, if you're not growing, then you're dying. Okay? And I don't ever want to be in that place. I don't ever want to be in a place where I'm not doing everything that I can be doing, where I'm not controlling the things that I can control. And you know what? When you talk about business, you're not always going to be able to control who buys your product. You're not always going to be able to control who sees your ad for your affiliate link. You're not always going to be able to control this or that and this. And you know what? 90% of the time, it doesn't even matter. It's something going on somewhere else that you can't control. Worry about what you can control. And this whole thing, everything we've been talking about today, Kale getting so real, right? What it's about is it's if you have the right dream, if you have the right mindset, if you have the right vision in front of you, you have nowhere to go but towards it. You think we've gotten to where we're at, and now I have this dream and this vision of traveling the world and taking my wife and giving my wife everything she ever wants and giving my kids and creating a legacy and buying my dad out of his job and helping my mom out and doing everything I can for my brother and for Kale and his family. And his wife or Sam or his fiance just took this test, and it was a pharmacy test to become a pharmacist. Yeah. And she's been studying like nonstop, like literally 24/7 for like a month, okay? And she took it the other day, and she passed, which is incredible. She passed, which is great, okay? But I remember like 2 or 3 days before she took the test, she was in here, in our office, and studying while we were working, and I was getting ready to leave, and I went and talked to her for a second, and she was like talking about this, she was like, man, I just want this test to be over, I just want it to be done with, I just want it to end. And you know what I said to her? I said, you know what? I promise you, I told this to his girl, not my own wife. I've said it to my wife, but I said it to his, right? Yeah. So what I said, I promise you, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, this test isn't going to matter. That's right. That's what I promise you. I promise you that a year from now, 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, if you want to be a pharmacist, you can be a pharmacist. But if you don't want to be a pharmacist, if you want to be a stay-at-home mom, if you want to travel the world, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to go visit your parents, if you want to go do this, you want to go and do that, me and Kayla are going to make it happen. That's right. So that she doesn't have to spend the rest of her life as a pharmacist working 9 to 5, 50, 60 hours a week for the next 40 years. That's right. Because we're not just doing this for ourselves, people. That's what the dream is. And now I look at myself, and if it's a Saturday morning, right? And I'm laying in bed, and it's like 7 o'clock, and I'm like, oh man, do I need to get up and do this stuff today, or could I like sleep and cuddle with my wife for like 4 more hours, right? My wife doesn't sleep that late. She's probably already up out of bed. But either way, the thing that I think about in my mind is I think about if I'm not going towards my goal, I'm going away from it. Staying in bed for an extra 2 hours is going away from my goal. Because in 10 years, we're sitting on a beach, drinking pina coladas, then I can sleep. Then I can rest. And then I'm gonna have an even bigger goal. I hope that 10 years from now I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna buy the Pittsburgh Steelers and I'm gonna win a whole bunch of Super Bowls. And me and Kale are gonna have this big old box at the 50-yard line, and any of our friends, anybody, any of you who are friends who we've done business with or we've helped do business, can come and chill in our box and have a great time. Like, I want my dream to just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and better, and it never ever ends.
And they're gonna be like, remember that time you were ktnine and you had 5,000 subscribers and you were pissed off because it wasn't growing fast enough? Like, it's gonna seem silly, guys. When you get to the end of the road, it's going to seem silly that you were even worried about it. And I know it's weird because we're not there yet. We're telling you we're predicting the future, but trust me, that's how it's gonna be. And you know what? It's been a pretty serious video.
Yeah.
But I think the 10 people that are watching until the end of this video will appreciate it. You guys know that, okay, so he was talking about Sam and how she was really frustrated and how she literally studied for this test for 6 months. And I'm not kidding you. Like, I'm talking hard for 6 months, like every single night for 6 months. And she found out on a couple days ago, and I have a video of when she found out, and she's looking at me and she's like, Kale, what if I don't pass? I'm like, it's gonna be okay. And then she finds out. And I think we're just gonna let this play. This will probably make your Saturday. And thanks for being here. You got any last words?
Love you guys.
Enjoy this. It'll make you laugh. See ya. She's ready. Come on.
This is not funny.
Why is it funny?
Because I could have not.
Hmm?
I could have not.
You passed. We're gonna find out.
And if I didn't, then it's on video. The worst day of my life.
Yes, everything's on video.
Oh.
This is kind of like a tight.
I don't know who chose me to pick this profession. Why I picked this profession. I don't know why.
Here I go.
No, hold on.
Oh, what do I do?
Okay. It's.
God, I'm so nervous.
You see score results? Wait, don't click it yet. Don't click it. Let me tell you.
Yes, I see score results.
Thomas, I'm so sorry. This is probably the worst thing you could be present
I'm
for.
really nervous. I'm sweating.
Okay. It's either going to say passed or failed somewhere. I need a 75. If it doesn't say 75 or if it says failed.
Just hit score results?
I think so, but Kale, I don't think I'm ready for this.
I'm not ready either.
Am I stupid if I didn't
What?
pass? Am I stupid if I didn't
Thomas, can you film this? Make sure we're in this frame. All right, here we go.
pass? Am I stupid if I didn't pass?
No, you're not stupid.
My heart's racing.
You freaking passed! Hold on a second! Does it say pass? Wait! Hold on! It freaking says pass! You got an 88! You got... She got a freaking 88!
Woo! Woo!
Yes! I'm so
I'm
proud of
burning
you.
that book.
You're
Oh my
burning
God.
it?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Oh, like the smartest person on the planet Earth. Not really, but
You are.
I don't give a fly. I feel like I'm on.
You got an 88.
Honestly, I could get a 76, and I would do the same exact dance. You gotta turn this thing off.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm out of breath, man.